What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time here, and Happy New Year. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out in 2024. Hopefully it's better than I think that it's going to be. However, my outlook is actually pretty grim with everything that's going on right now, but time will tell and we shall see what 2024 has in store for us here in the United States and around the world. Anyway, I want to bring your attention to this article here that's posted on the Daily Mail. It is about preppers, you and I. Exclusive, the beginning of the end. The preppers who fear global meltdown in 2024 caused by the perfect storm of war, soaring cost of living, and the migrant crisis, plus a presidential election which threatens to tear America in half. Global conflicts, rising cost of living, the migrant crisis, mix in a presidential election which threatens to stretch political divides to breaking point, and it's easy to see why many Americans fear what 2024 has in store. Prepper communities are abuzz with fears that the next year marks the beginning of the end, with speculation about doomsday outcomes from economic and societal collapse to devastating cyber attacks or World War III. And this guy here looks kind of familiar, doesn't he? It kind of looks like me. I did an interview with a reporter from the Daily Mail, this reporter here that wrote this article, and overall it's not a bad article. He did a good job, I think, at saying what I said without actually trying to twist everything around like it's common when you do these reports with mainstream media outlets. But overall, he did a pretty good job, and I have to give him a thumbs up for keeping it real with pretty much what I said. Of course, he put some of his own opinion in his article, and that's to be expected because, after all, it is his article. But anyway, MD Creekmore, a prepper with a YouTube following of more than 82,000 subscribers, believes an extreme catastrophe which could cause societal collapse in 2024 is definitely a possibility, and a likely one at that. MD Creekmore, a prepper with a YouTube following of more than 82,000 subscribers, believes an extreme catastrophe which could cause societal collapse in 2024 is definitely a possibility, and a likely one at that. In a bleak assessment of world events, he tells DailyMail.com a global conflict could go nuclear, and probably would, and it's definitely the fact that we have a global war with major superpowers. It most definitely, in my opinion, would go nuclear. That remains to be seen. Hope that doesn't happen. But if there was actually an actual war between the United States and China, for example, over Taiwan, which that remains to be seen if it's going to happen or not. Probably not. Just like with Russia, we thought it was going to happen, but who knows? But if we do get into, a major war with China or Russia, or even some other smaller nations have nuclear weapons, it definitely could go nuclear quite quickly. This is one of the darkest and most uncertain moments in recent history since World War II. Creekmore predicts an economic downturn that may even lead to a complete economic collapse in the United States, talks about mass migration across the Mexican border, and predicts the Israeli-Hamas conflict could spread out into a wider war. We're seeing that right now happen, actually. He speculates on the war in Ukraine. Zelensky could be lynched up and killed by his own people, and that's going to happen, in my opinion. I think if he doesn't escape first, he may already not even be in Ukraine. That may be why he's still yet alive. But I think his own people, if he's still in Ukraine, will string him up here quite shortly, in my opinion. And state-sponsored cyber attacks, he says the presidential election could even lead to civil war, and it definitely could, because people are taking sides and the battle lines are drawn between the right and the left, and we see the country being ripped apart with these extreme views and this narrative that they're pushing on the left. So it definitely could end up in some sort of civil war, even a breaking up of the states. Many people would write off the bulk of Creekmore's predictions as wild or extreme, but he said more people than ever are interested in his channel and prepping as a whole. People are seeing what is happening, he said. They go to the supermarket and spend $100 on what they used to buy for $75, and I said last year. Unfortunately, many conservatives think that Donald Trump will be elected in 2024 and that he will fix everything. However, in my opinion, that isn't going to happen, and I've said that before. People look at Trump as being the savior of the country. They think he's going to actually get elected, and he might get elected, but I don't think he's going to go into office, because we see what happened last time. Do you not think you're going to do that again? And they seem to be pushing Nikki Haley. That way they can come out and say, see, voting works. It's all legit. We have a Republican in there now, Nikki Haley. But she is part of the deep state. She's ran by the deep state. She'll go on with everything that Biden is doing now pretty much. There might be a few little changes here and there, but the main agenda will go forward with her, just like it will with anyone else they put in power. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe Trump might be allowed to win and go into office and fix everything. It remains to be seen, but I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. So you better keep prepping and getting ready for what I think is the eventual collapse of the economy, and definitely the collapse of the United States as being the dominating global world superpower. Creekmore checks many of the boxes associated with a stereotypical prepper. Disillusioned by the government, and I was born that way pretty much. I have never trusted the government or mainstream media or pretty much anything I'm told at this point, and it's been that way for a long time. He takes a right-wing view on issues like immigration, and I don't take a right-wing issue on immigration. It is illegal immigration coming across the border illegally by the hundreds of thousands every single month. Immigration done legally by people who can actually support themselves when they come here, who want to be Americans, who want to learn to speak English. That is all right in my book. However, mass invasion across the border isn't immigration. It is an invasion. And flirts with conspiracy theories, including that the 2020 election was, I'm not going to read that on this YouTube channel. You can read it here yourself probably. Go read the article. I'll put a link in the description box below. You can go to the article and read it yourself. Because this right here is one of the things you can't say here on YouTube, actually. But he is reluctant to be pigeonholed in ads. The media here in the U.S. have lumped preppers in with racist, far-right radicals, etc., and that simply is a false narrative. Preppers are simply people with enough common sense to see what is happening and to prepare for it the best that they can, while hoping that nothing ever happens. Kind of like people paying for home insurance just in case, while hoping that their house never burns. But anyways, this article goes on, and I will link to it in the description box below. You can check it out yourself if you want. I don't have a lot of time today, but I thought I'd get this out there and put this up as quick as I possibly could to share this with you all and to give you some of my thoughts on what was written. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that and turn notifications on to be notified each time that I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and the Creekmore Matter, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.